This would be another one where we send somebody off. Chuck, when we did our practice last night, you indicated that late for work was something that you enjoyed participating in previously. Let's flip it, however, and have it be you and Dave. But Dave, we're going to send you away. Chuck, you're going to be the boss. Late for work is the game in which we will determine 3 things that Dave has to figure out during the course of the subsequent interview. One is why you were late for work. The second thing is how you got to work, the method of getting there, transportation or whatever. And the third thing is where it is you're working, what you're doing, essentially. So those are the 3 things that you're going to have to try to figure out. Chuck, you're going to be able to be the sort of curmudgeonly boss who's questioning him about all of this stuff with leading questions. The rest of us, unfortunately, there's only 4 other people to look at. The rest of us can use mime only to give Dave suggestions on what it is that he's trying to figure out, the why he was late, how he got to work, and what he does as his job. So we're going to try to make these things that physical miming will actually give you some good suggestions. Does that make sense to everybody involved? Then Dave, I'm going to send you to the cornfield. All right.
All right. So why he was late, how did he get to work, and where, and what's that third one?
The third one is what the job is. I mean, what it is that he does for a job. So they should not necessarily have any connection to each other in any way whatsoever. I think when we did yours previously, you had to get to work on a pogo stick, for instance. So first of all, we need a odd thing that would have happened to Dave that would have prevented him from getting to work on time. What kind of things would have prevented Dave from getting to work on time?
He got accidentally locked into a monkey cage. Or how about just a cage? You got accidentally locked in a cage.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of.
Well, it could be like his dog's kennel or something. Yeah.
Let's go with that. I think that's enough that we can do physically, bars and cage and stuff like that. Yeah. So, all right. So he accidentally locked himself into a cage. Once he got loose from the cage, he had to get to work, but it was not a traditional way with a bike or walking or a car or the subway. How did Dave get to work today?
Roller skates?
Rocket pack.
Oh, rocket pack, yeah.
I can work that. Okay, like strap it on your back. All right, a rocket pack. All right, so Dave got to work with a rocket pack. The final and most important question here is, he's at this job, and Chuck is basically giving him some difficulties for getting to work. What is it that that Dave is actually doing at this job?
Male stripper.
Okay, I have a club.
I vote for that.
I'm not taking off any clothes to demonstrate.
I vote for that.
All right. So let's reiterate, just for the sake of our recording and to make sure we all understand, that basically he accidentally locked himself in a cage. Once he got free from the cage, he used a jetpack to get to work, where he is a male stripper. Got it? All right, so Chuck and Dave are the only ones who can actually verbally say anything during the following scene. The rest of us all have to do it silently using mime. Do the best you can, and we'll bring Dave back in.
Or not.
Well, it says it's joining.
Oh.
Well, thank you for showing up, Mr. Gold.
Hi, boss. How you doing?
I'm not doing well. I have a very important business here, and you are wandering in at this time.
I'm really sorry. There were a lot of things going on here as I was driving into work today. I I was swerving all over the place.
You did not arrive in a car, my friend.
no.
What? Why are you late? Why are
Because
you late?
I was dodging machine gun bullets that were coming at me. And actually, I was in prison. I was behind bars, and I'm a jailbird basically, and I had to escape from prison through a small hole in the
You
wall.
expect me to believe that you were in jail? You
It
would
was a
not be here now if you were in jail.
very
I would have
small
to bail you
jail.
out.
All right, I was like a bird. I was stuck in a bird cage. Okay.
Okay,
It's
well, all right.
It's
Look,
embarrassing enough to admit that.
as ridiculous as that sounds, so tell me, I didn't see you in a car. How did you get here?
Well, as I was jumping all over the place, especially out of that airplane, wearing my parachute.
You expect me? I've seen you jump. No, I don't believe it.
All right,
I don't believe it.
I borrowed my grandfather's jetpack, and it just didn't work so well.
Okay. All right. So tell me, all right, are you going to be prepared to do your job today?
Absolutely. I've never been more prepared to do my job. In fact, I think that my position is really going to be taking off today.
Taking off what?
I think I'll be taking off everything. In fact, I think as they say in driving terms, I'm aiming for the pole position.
Why don't you iterate again specifically what it is that you were doing this morning and how you got to work and what your job is, Dave?
Somehow I got stuck in a bird cage, but I escaped by using a jetpack so I could get to my job as a pole dancer or a stripper.
Close enough.
Close enough. A cage in general, and male stripper. So, but
Okay.
that works.
You could have been practicing in a cage at home for your new routine.
My suggestion is we open up with something that everybody can participate in. And so one of the standards is 90-second alphabet, where we just do a rotation through everybody. We're going to do that in just a few seconds. But first of all, in terms of the recording that I'm doing, basically I've got people in the following order on my screen. It may look different on your screen, but this is the way the recording's going is Becky, me, Jeff, Chuck, Dave, Armand. So that's the order which we're going to do this is Becky, Scott, Jeff, Chuck, Dave, Armand. What we need is, first of all, I'm going to just throw out a setting. We're all in a bookstore. So that's our theme. We're in a bookstore. Somebody give me a letter of the alphabet that we begin with. So,
L.
L. Okay. I am going to actually call up my clock and start timing this. And we're looking for.
Refresh me on this one. What
Okay.
What
Basically, what happens is Becky's going to start us off, first person in the line, and then we go sequentially in the order we just talked about.
Right.
Her first line has to start with the letter L. My line has to start with M, Jeff with N, you with O, etc. When we get back to the beginning, we continue on. And the goal is to get back to somebody doing a second L line to finish off the skit within 90 seconds. That being the case, Becky, we're in a bookstore. Start with the letter L. Go.
Look at all the books.
Mysteries. Where are all the mysteries?
No cream in my coffee, please.
Oh my God, where's the Kama Sutra?
Please, doesn't anybody know where things are?
Quiet, I'm trying to read.
Right now, I'm in heaven.
Science fiction. There's just not enough science fiction in this store.
Thrillers. It's next to the thrillers.
Up on the top shelf. That's where they put it.
Very high up.
Would you please be quiet?
Exciting to be here.
Yes, that was a close one.
Zowie, I've never seen this particular volume.
A Man for All Seasons? That's a book?
Boy, I sure hope so.
Cry me a river.
Don't leave without buying something.
Everybody hurry, we've only got 20 seconds.
Finish quickly. All your books, finish them quickly.
God Almighty, why the time limit?
How should I know?
I'm not going to tell you again.
Just wait. It'll all work itself out.
Kidding, just kidding.
Leave it to me to have to finish this thing.
And we
Man,
did.
I went out of the bookstore.
And we did.
Oh.
In about 92 seconds.
Oh. I think the key is to keep the sentences small so it doesn't take up time.
Yeah.
Yep. Shall we do press conference? Becky, you almost never get to participate in this regard. Would you be willing to be the person giving the press conference this time?
Sure.
Sure, question
Okay.
mark.
So we're going to send you into a waiting room temporarily.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we will discuss who you are and what the topic of your press conference is.
Okay.
Okay, so let me put you off to the side. Okay, gentlemen, we need to come up with who her character is and what she is giving a press conference about. The last time we did one of these with Dave, he was Cousteau, and he had just discovered the Titanic, so that gives you a rough idea of the kind of silliness that we can engage in. What would she be, and what is she giving to talk about?
Alexander Hamilton, does he feel he's being wrongly portrayed on Broadway?
I'm just mentally thinking of her and whether she's going to be able to get that. Yeah, she may not like the musical Hamilton, but she knows enough about it. I think we can go with that. So she is Alexander Hamilton, and does she feel, or does Alexander Hamilton feel like he's being wrongly portrayed on Broadway? Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have to be careful using pronouns like
Sir?
him, her, sir.
No, we can actually
Why
say
not?
sir, because
Oh, wait, no, I didn't know. I didn't know.
yeah,
No,
we just we can't be overtly obvious like well, Mr. Hamilton. I mean,
No, but sir, can you
I
tell
think the sir will actually help her because she's not as used to doing these kinds of things. So let's give her that kind of hint. Also, when she calls upon you, as we'll have people raise their hands to ask questions, and so when she calls upon you, you can identify yourself as, "Hi, I'm Scott from Playbill," or you don't want to give anything too super obvious, but something that gives a little bit of a hint as to what the background of the scenario is would probably be helpful to her under the circumstances. So, with that, let me go ahead and bring her back.
That took
You're
you a while.
back. All right, so you are hosting a press conference, and we are all going to be asking you questions. We are all going to raise our hands if we have a question to ask you, and you can call upon us to try to keep it under a little control. So
Well, thank you all for coming today. I know it's a little difficult making arrangements for things these days, but I do appreciate it. And I guess we'll just open it up for your questions. Dave.
Yes, sir. Dave from the Washington Post. Do you think you got a bad rap out of this?
Well, yeah, I'm not very good at rapping, so I would say, yeah, probably it was a bad rap. Chuck.
Sir, yes, good evening. So tell me, what were your first impressions when you watched it last night?
It wasn't the best I've seen, but it wasn't the worst. Armand.
Hi, I'm from the Bostonian, and I wanted to ask you, when you went to France, What did you feel that you wanted to represent there?
That we do like the French people, even when they don't like us sometimes, so that we can get along when we need to. Dave?
Yes, hearing all of those people shout your name over and over repetitively, was that appealing or did it put you off?
It was nice. It was actually kind of soothing after a while. Jeff?
This Jeff Cleve from page 6, and I was wondering, are you offended by the term sawbuck?
No, I know people don't use that term much anymore, but I can't say I'm offended by it. It's just a little archaic.
Okay.
Chuck?
Yes, sir. Tell me, do you think your death was honorable or murder?
Okay, didn't realize I was dead already. Well, it's hard to say. I'm gonna go for murder, actually. Jeff?
Well, I was going to ask you if you could get off another shot. I mean, you only had the one shot at it, but if you could get off another shot, do you think you would have done something different?
Well, hindsight is 20/20, of course. I guess I would have got off another shot. It would depend on what gun I had. Scott?
Hi, Scott from Playbill. I'm just wondering, do you think that your position in history is being accurately represented?
Well, I don't know that you can ever have 100% accuracy, but as time goes on and more information is found, it's probably fairly accurate. Dave?
Do you think other elected officials will have this done to them?
Sure. Armand?
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you a question, sir. How is your relation with Eliza right now?
Doolittle?
I understand.
Chuck?
Yes. What do you think about today's music versus the music of your day? All those years ago.
I think some people think it's a good blend. I'm not sure I'm one of those, but I can kind of, I can get with it, I think. Armand?
Speaking of today versus your day, would you consider yourself even still a revolutionary, or have your change kind of moderated over the years?
No, I would think I'm still kind of a rebel in that regard. Scott?
I'm just curious whether you think that the amount of money that they're charging to see your story is exorbitant.
Well, sure. I mean, think how much that would go to balancing out the debt. Dave?
Yes. Do you find the $10 bill to be flattering or insulting?
It's both. Why not the $100 bill? But at least it's something. Jeff?
Yeah, I was wondering if we could get the heat on in here. I'm starting to feel a bit of a burr, if you know what I mean.
I feel ya. Yeah. Chuck?
Yeah. Do you think your story is worth the exceedingly long wait to purchase a ticket?
Well, I do, but I don't know if everyone else does. I mean, apparently there's some kind of an appeal to it. So, any other questions? Scott?
You know who you are and what your issue is.
I know who I am. I'm not sure what the exact issue is, but you can call me Al.
Okay. And what do you think? What do you think we're asking you?
What I think about Hamilton.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Congratulations.
So
All right.
Okay.
Let's do one that all 6 of us can participate in. This is Addicts Anonymous. We've done this a couple times before. We're having a meeting, sort of like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, in which all of us are addicts of something in particular. We'll come up with the topic in just a few moments. One of us is going to be the leader of the group, who basically opens the meeting and calls upon the others to participate. One of those one of the other 5 people basically is a first-time attendee, so they're ultimately going to have to give their first explanation for why they're starting to attend meetings. The other 3 are people basically who've been coming to the meetings and have had either success stories or failure stories in controlling their addictions within the past week since the last meeting. At the very end of the meeting, the leader will then lead all of us in saying the mantra of the group. So the leader basically sort of needs to lead us all to try to say the same thing if he can possibly manage it. We've had a couple different leaders here, and Dave, I'm going to have you be our leader once again. However, what we need to do is pick something that everybody is addicted to that you wouldn't think of as being something that people could be addicted to. We've had spiders and various other weird things that people have been addicted to. Do I have any suggestions from the peanut box?
Ketchup.
laundry.
Laundry?
It's a weird thing to
Doing
be.
the laundry?
Clean laundry.
Doing the laundry could be amongst the
Fabric
things.
softener.
I'm going to go with laundry in general. You can take it in whatever direction when it's your turn to be called upon to speak, to go whatever way you want, but laundry in general is our topic. Dave.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here to Laundry Anonymous. I know that it's been a difficult time for some of us here. Some of us are here as first timers. Others have had laundry problems for many cycles now. But I know that if we all work together, we can rinse away the shame of our addiction, and then we can move on to and tumbled onto a drier life. So Jeff, you're a newcomer here. Why don't you share with us your story?
Hi, yeah, I'm addicted to, well, hanging up the laundry outside. It's that feeling of squeezing those those clothespins. You know when you grab a hold of a clothespin and you've got the wet laundry in it, and then you've got to try to balance it on the line while you're trying to figure out how to get it on there before it falls on the ground and gets dirty again and start all over again. I just find that my adrenaline starts pumping with that, and I get the laundry up, and I'll sometimes, if it's too easy, sometimes I'll do it with my eyes closed. My eyes are closed, and I do it, and I've actually, okay, don't judge me for this, but I've tried to hang up the laundry in the rain. Yes, I've gone out in the rain. I've got the wet clothes, and I know I'm going to dry them, and I'll hang them up in a rainstorm. And I know it's a problem, but I just don't know. That's why I'm here, guys.
We are here to support you. Don't worry. No one here is going to judge you. I mean, Chuck has been with us for a long, long time now. Maybe he has some words of wisdom about his tale.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
And I'm addicted to fabric softener. I love the way it smells. I've tried to kick the habit. I wanted to go with the sheet things that you just throw in the dryer, but I just couldn't stay downy on the farm. I had to get the bottle. I have to get the old-fashioned bottle and snuggle with it every night. But I think it's getting better. No, it's not getting better. I have to have something. Wait a minute. I have to.
Be strong. Be strong. Chuck, be strong. Be strong. Oh, put down the dryer sheet. Put down the dryer sheet.
Oh, that smell.
Oh, please, please. Like, you have to be strong for us all. I mean, look at Armand. Armand is a picture of health. He has been successfully cured of his addiction for, I think you're coming up on 5 years now, Armand. So please, at the very least, share with Chuck what you've been through and how you were able to beat your addiction.
Hi, my name's Armand, and I'm a laundry addict.
Hi, Armand.
Armand.
You know, Chuck, for me, the fabric softener was just kind of a gateway into laundry. You know, I had, like you, I had trigger words. You know, even something innocuous as my girlfriend, you know, saying, "Hey, you want to snuggle?" You know, or people say, "Well, what do you have to gain?" You know, would just send me into. I'd have to run to the laundry room and just inhale. But really, that kind of went on to like the bigger challenge. Like I was obsessed with learning how to fold things. I was folding things like underwear and socks. And then I finally got to folding the fitted sheets. I mean, that's just the pinnacle. If you can do that, you've got laundry licked. But, you know, you just have to try and just let it go. And you know, I know it's hard. I still have my bouts with folding stuff obsessively sometimes, but yeah.
We know you're strong. We know you're strong. Thank you, Armand. Jeff, you had something you wanted to add very quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, Armand's story is really touched me, and I want to know how he turned the tide.
Well, maybe Becky can help answer that question. She's had a roller coaster ride where she's had several relapses.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. Every time I think I'm not going to need to use the stain remover, I just reach right back for it. It's just, you know, it's like getting your dishes ready to put in the dishwasher kind of a thing. You know, you got to get the laundry ready to put in the washing machine. So I mean, that's just where my mind goes. And so it's a constant struggle.
Yes, Chuck, did you want to have anything that could help her?
Hi, my name is Chuck.
We know Chuck.
Okay.
Hi again, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi. You know, you guys can spin this any way you want. But I know with a little perseverance, I can bounce right back.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, Scott, as someone who has been counseling others with these addictions here, what can you share as far as how these others who are struggling, how they can succeed in fighting their addictions?
Well, it is a daily battle. I will have to admit that. First of all, I do want to offer up one note of concern for our meeting this evening and try to determine whose idea it was to use linen tablecloths under our cookie tray and to have grape juice. Seriously, people.
Scott, you're having a relapse.
Yes. Well, actually, I'm not sure that I'm the one to speak to people.
I think I have some stain remover in my purse.
Becky, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. You don't need to empower others. Yes, Chuck.
Scott?
Yes.
Can I smell your shirt?
All right, everyone. I think what we need to do now is we need to come together and we need to...
Can I share my story first?
All right, yes, share your story.
I don't know that I'm necessarily the one to be trying to counsel other people, since I did have a relapse this week.
Oh, no.
It was 3 years as of last week. As you remember, I got my 3-year laundry basket pin, so I was very excited at that. Unfortunately, my wife didn't support me very much in my battle this week, and I always told her, you have to get the bottles of detergent, and she got Tide Pods, and
I know.
They actually taste pretty good, I have to
No,
admit.
no, Scott, no, no, no. Look, everyone, we need to come together and say the laundry addiction pledge. All right, now everyone, just let's all say it together. Even though
Even though
life is fab, we need to give it our all
Oh,
and take laundry
laundry.
into our hand,
And
grab our arm, and
And hammer.
our addiction away until it's 3 sheets to the wind.
And
Thank you all for coming, everyone. You've all, we're all here for you. We'll see you next week.
I feel like I've gained a lot from this.
I still want to smell your shirt, Scott.
mm,
Gonna hang it on the line.
Ding, ding, ding.